So first bands coming out are going to be the Cucullin and the Odin. Not surprising here.
Pretty standard.
Common first, first bands. I want to see what else they decide to ban out. Now remember, Little Bingus's team here decided not to ban out the Izanami or anybody else really, and if they banned out the Thor once again. So let's see if anything changes here. If they're gonna go for the Izanami, an Ardio, or a Raijin. I would probably say, regardless, they should pick up that Raijin again, because they would be kind of hindering themselves if they didn't, considering how the Dirty Alpaca popped off in Game 1 with that Raijin.
I agree. And the RDO ban coming out from the other side this time. So, pretty similar bands we saw. Actually, is it the exact same 4 bands that we saw? Just different sides?
Exact same 4 bands.
Yep.
And there we go! Raijin first pick. I dig it. I like it.
I like it.
Run it back. Like you said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
But let's see what they pick in response. Right now, it would be in their favor, in OurMidFeeds' favor, if they pick up this Izanami from the Dirty Alpaca OMG Legacy. If they don't, they're going to be doing themselves a bad thing. There you go. Good stuff. Picking up that Izanami. Picking up the Thoth as well. Hey, you know what? We want late game too. So they got it. Izanami, Thoth being their first 2 picks on their side. Pretty similar stuff, except for the fact that in Game 1 they went for a Warrior, or a Solo Laner Game 1 start first pick, and now instead they got for the Raijin. Now, Izanami, there's a lot of counters to Izanami. For example, the Hui. Oh, there you go. It just flips Forest. Perfect. Alright, so nice. Erlang being the 3rd pick. And then finally, Reap Ace Atomic is going to be the last pick here for this first ban phase. Now, if they picked Hui, I think I would have liked it better, in my opinion. But, hey, we'll see how this goes. Ganesh, Erlang on the side with Raijin. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. A support, a solo, possibly jungle. But Fafnir being picked up on their side. I understand a Fafnir with Izanami, but the fact that Thoth doesn't really gain much coming out from it, I'm not sure. Chat, if you can, let me know, that'd be great. But,
I mean, he does get a little bit extra damage on his basics, but I don't think it would count towards his X.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe the Fafnir buff affects his X, but I'm not entirely sure.
I don't believe it does, because I think it is just basic attacks, but I could be wrong. I would have to look that up.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like the banning phase coming out again. They say, hey man, let's get rid of that Cabrakan.
I like it. That's a smart move on their part.
Yeah, and Ratatasker being banned out because, of course, we all know Ratatasker can be a menace right now. And yeah, so let's just see how this game goes on. Let's see, the next ban coming out from OMG Legacy, or rather, OurMidFeeds will be...
Drum roll, please.
Exactly. A Nem. Okay, so it looks like they might be going for a triple comp, or triple tank comp, which I'm very excited to see here. Let's see who they decide to ban on the side of OMG Legacy. They see that they banned Nemesis. I would hope to at least ban a Robin or another Warrior ADC. That might be a issue for them. Or did I say?
Yeah, Robin.
I meant,
maybe even Osiris at that point.
Oh yeah, Osiris looks like was the pick for them. Yeah,
I like that ban.
I agree 100%. I think Osiris brings so much in lane, especially against a Erlang Shen. So having him banned out was a great call on their part. And let's see how this continues to go on.
I'm liking all the P's and B's in this match so far. Not really like last game. We were definitely ridiculing OurMidFeeds a little bit, but they've definitely learned a little bit from their mistakes in the last game, and have stepped up their game in the P's and B's for this game here. Really solid bans coming out from both teams. Everything really just makes a lot of sense. Especially if you do decide to go for a 3 tank comp on the side of OurMidFeeds here with that Nemesis ban. I mean, even if you don't, Nemesis, a strong jungler in her own regards. And there we see Shock being hovered over. Let's see if he does get locked in here. But so far, liking pretty much everything I'm seeing here. And Erlong Shen being picked up in a much more reasonable location, in my opinion, too. So.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. If you're going to pick him, at least pick him in third spot. He's not really a first pick, first ban type god, but a Wheelix being picked up to counter both the Fafnir and the Izanami, and then a Sablanque!
Ooh, that is unusual.
Okay, you don't really see that very often when it comes to both the SPL and the ASL here for us, guys. So I'm really interested to see how the rest of this goes for them. Now, Sablanque brings a lot to the table. His team fight has been said to be one of the best team fight ultimates in the game. Camazot's being locked in as well for OurMidFeeds, and this is going to be one interesting game. I'm actually really interested to see how this goes.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Yeah, definitely Zablanc's ultimate brings a lot to the table. Not something you see every day. I'm going to try and hit A here, by the way. See if we can get in, and we can. Brings a lot to the table, and you really have to be on point with that feather step. A couple different ways to do it. For those who don't know, you can either just pause briefly. Does take a little bit more time from you. If you just stop, you can also really quickly at that last tick, click return, and then cancel it out, and you lose a lot less time doing it that way. It is a little bit trickier, but it does give you a little bit more time, which makes you have to stop for much less. But even just the visibility being taken out when Zablanc ults, it really is a big factor for a lot of games. Just the fact that you can't see a gank coming, and it really puts everybody on the opposing team on edge. As soon as that Zablanc ult comes out, because you know somebody's going to be getting it, but you don't know who in every scenario. So I like the pick. It's very good.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think it's going to be one saucy pick to see how this goes for them. And we can kind of just hover over.
I'm going to pause it a minute, by the way.
Okay, a minute. Got it. I'll pause it a minute as well. And we'll start the game, or rather continue the game for you guys. And this will be the last game of our cast today, guys. So hope you guys are, you know, chatting it up and just say... Oh, did you? Okay, no problem. But yeah, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the cast so far, the stream. And make sure to give us a follow on here. And I paused at 59 perfectly. All right, so we can start in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. And yeah, guys, like I said, just make sure to give us a follow, because we're going to be back live quite a bit of times. Quite more times. Oh, English, man. It's hard sometimes. But yeah, guys, we're going to be back. So don't worry. Possibly later this week, if not this weekend. So you guys can make sure to come and watch as the games unfold for our first round of the tournament.
That is a good point. I don't know if is that David in the chat on the ASL account. But an excellent point nonetheless. With the Fafnir buff, even though it doesn't go on the X for Thoth, his wall does buff all basic attacks going through it as well. So the Fafnir buff on anybody really who's hitting through the wall for Thoth is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Okay.
So interested to see if they're going to combo that together and really utilize that.
Okay. Me too. I'm really interested to see how this goes for the rest of the team and how they use that to their advantage. But it looks like the comment starts here. So Blanca is actually being a little cheeky here, doing what I believe it was what he did last time. Kind of just being around that red buff. Might be actually going for the red buff start this time around. Which
a lot of early aggression in the solo lane right now. Both Wheelix and Shock taking a lot of damage here. I have to be really careful.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Camazot's really low as well. Ooh, and Shock is going to go down to Wheelix. First blood at 45 seconds this game. very nicely done from the side of OMG Legacy. Did not waste any time. They started doing damage to each other before the waves even got there. It looks like they are going to be rewarded with a little bit of counter jungling here. They're going to secure the blue buff.
No problem. Looks like they're trying to actually aggress as well. Got the knock up on the Chalk, but again, still level 2, so doesn't have that ult readily available to her. Camza's trying to clear this wave, and Chalk here trying to get that level 2 as soon as possible. It actually ends up hitting it with that last minion there. Good for him. And really going in the favor of OMG Legacy at the moment, which I'm really impressed with. I think
Legacy also secured OurMidFeeds speed buff as well.
Oh, okay.
So nicely done
that too,
from them. Now they're going to head back, secure their own buffs, and get that mid XP camp on the side there. And looking like we already have almost 1,000 gold lead for the side of OMG Legacy with that first blood.
Oh wow, yeah.
Gold coming through.
That's really surprising and really good in their favor. I mean, it's not much, guys, but still. 1K can lead to a lot of stuff.
2 minutes into the game, that can make a big difference.
Looks like it was a potential gank on left side, but Sablanka ends up backing off thanks to the call from the mid lane saying, hey, Fafnir and their mid lane is missing right now, so please back up. And so I'm actually kind of surprised to see how this goes. I think I understand now why they picked Sablanka into Izanami because of his poison dots that kind of get omitted. But on the right side, Camazot's going down to this Wheelix here. Which I wasn't able to watch, guys, but while I was explaining the fact that Sablanka isn't a bad pick at all against Izanami, but they're just going to be able to go to their speed buff and get that for her again.
Yeah, like Zablanc does have a lot of aggression. He does have his dash too, which can be used both to aggress and to escape. Does damage in it, so I like the pick. Yeah, it's good. It'll be a little bit of a counter, and kind of will shut down Izanami's invis a little bit if you can get that poison on her, like you're saying.
Fire Ellie's going to both Raijin and the Wheelix. Wheelix finally has her ult now, so if they get a good knock-up, this could be a pick on them as well, yeah. And Sablanka over here 1v1ing at the moment over this wave here. Got out-cleared, not surprised there, having to dash away. He's going to be able to get out, no problem.
Yep, Izanami getting a little bit of a lead over Zablanc, but not much. He is level 6 as well now, and every member of OMG Legacy level 5, while still several people on OurMidFeeds side level 4, and OMG Legacy going to take advantage of that and going to get a good gank. Great rotations coming from them, and killing that Izanami is really going to help this Zablanc here. Going to be able to catch up. Looks like they're going to go back, and looks like they're going to start up a Gold Fury. Very brave of them here at 4 minutes into the game. But several members of OurMidFeeds sitting there trying to get the steal, so it looks like they're probably going to back up. Yep, they are. Not worth the risk. But good job on OurMidFeeds to be aware of that, to notice that was happening so early in the game, and to be there to contest it.
I agree with you. One thing I really like about the play that they did here on the gank for Izanami was they let the Sablanka confirm the kill. Now, as you know, Sablanka needs 6 kills to complete his passive, which gives him extra damage. So that was really great on them to allow him to do that. Now, I want to see if the Sablanka goes into Transcendence or into Devo's Gauntlets. Now, either one is not bad, considering they're going to be stacking, or rather, he's going to be stacking and increasing his power, but I want to see what they decide to do, or rather, he decides to do, going up against this team here.
Chat, let me know your opinions on the Devo's Gauntlet versus... why am I blanking now? You just said it.
Transcendence.
Transcendence. I like the Transcendence pick better, personally, for Zablanc. I feel like he's a very mana-heavy god, and I feel like that would help him out a lot. It does appear like he probably is going to be going Devo's Gauntlets. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But I feel like Transcendence is slightly better on him. But definitely Devo's Gauntlet's a good option as well, so.
Yeah, you just kind of got to be careful with your mana, I guess, going into this. Devo's Gauntlet is really strong at the moment, considering it gives you both lifesteal and a ton of power, but Yeah, kind of
Ooh,
like what
a
you're
little
saying.
bit out of position
Blanca is a
here.
mana heavy god. Ooh.
Ganesh getting kind of caught out, but he looks like he might be okay. Good rotations from the side of OMG Legacy here. But he's still taking a lot of damage. Thoth taking a lot of damage as well. And Thoth is going to go down to a Wheelix. And Ganesh taking a lot of damage still. He's going to go down to the Kamazups finally. 1 kill apiece, and as I say that, 2 more go down. 2 kills per team in that team fight right there.
Yeah, not only that, Sablanka being able to pick up his 2nd kill, which means that's 2 stacks to his passive.
Yep.
And 2 to 2 is going to go that favor that fight, so 2 kills on each side. And 2 kills are finally on the board for OurMidFeeds, so that's good on them. However, they did lose their, I believe, their mid laner and their support. While we actually, yeah, it was a trade. Mids for mids and supports for supports.
Mid support, yep.
So good on them, but seeing as how the rest of the game is progressing, a lot more wards coming out for OurMidFeeds. I don't really see a lot of wards coming out of OMG Legacy other than on the side of the duo lane. Right now, teams are pretty grouped up together and just farming. So a lot of aggression coming out on this duo lane side, which is really surprising. Ooh,
yeah,
Zablanka has a dash
doing
in.
a very good job of boxing out this Izanami. And showing us really why he picked him up. Like he's doing a good job getting that poison on him, getting that damage, and then even once Izanami dashes away and goes invis, he can still dash and doesn't even have to aim to do damage to her and bring her back to visibility. So really good job on his part.
Yeah, really great counter. Might be end up picking this up for my own team comp here. Thanks for the help there, bud. I never really thought about that, but here we go for a Gold Fury call. The rest of the team is on the right side on this Erling. Izanami is really the only one to contest. Here comes the Raijin to try to get this Izanami off of it. There's Ohm coming out with this. Ooh, a Wheelix. Oh! They actually steal it as
did
well!
Steal it away. She goes down for it, but a really good steal on her part. So I don't mind that she died to get the steal there. It is going to set her a little bit behind here, but securing that Gold Fury and not letting them get it free. I like it.
Yeah,
well played from both teams there.
Not only did she get the kill, she got the steal, and I think that was really bad on the part of OMG Legacy. They pretty much let Wheelix and Raijin do the damage to this. You know,
yeah,
to
they
this
could have finished it a
and
little bit sooner and before she had a chance.
Oh, yeah.
So. A little bit of a misplay on their part, and good job on Izanami to capitalize on it.
Which actually allowed them to get pretty close in their in the gold differences now here. They're not really that far apart, and looks like this. Ooh, they're gonna be able to confirm the oracles, luckily, but very close call there. Now, gold is pretty much equal here. Looks like they're just down like a few, I want to say like 700 gold, right? 25, some, yeah, yeah, 700 gold actually. Ooh, a good stun coming up from the Thoth, and here comes the follow-up CC from the Kamazuts and everybody else. Kamazuts actually goes up into the air as well, trying to get some damage, but is going to end up not being able to get him. Here comes the ult, the beads.
The beads, I like it. That was clutch beads right there.
Really interesting ult coming out from the Raijin.
He did a lot of damage to that Thoth, but just wasn't able to do enough to really make it worthwhile.
Oh yeah.
I might have held on to that a little bit longer, but did do a fair amount of damage.
Looks like the Chalk might be getting ganked here. Ooh, used his teleport already, so he is free at the moment. Here comes the ult from the Chalk. Gets the... I don't know how she got that flip. That...
feather step.
You know, I don't know how she got that. That was kind of surprising. And the fact that he wasn't even near her and she still feather stepped and wasn't immune. I mean, good on her, but...
I think it's a time, not distance thing. It doesn't matter how far you are away as long as you do it within the allotted amount of time. So if she was able to dodge that shock ult and then hit it, then very well played.
Cool, okay. Well, thank you for clarifying that, and here we are. It looks like Sablanka is actually getting pinged on, saying, hey man, he's super pushed up, please help. I can see why, because she is very heavily damaged at the moment. is going to be taking a tower shot thanks to the poison still taking on her. And there goes a Fafnir. Here comes the ult from the from the Sablanque. And here comes the Aegis as well, but he might actually end up fall here, depending on how this Fafnir and this Izanami play this out. Looks like they're going to decide to get off, but in the mid lane, I wasn't paying attention, and there was a dive! Looks like Dirty Alpaca ends up falling.
1 for 1.
Ends up picking up that kill. Yeah, 1 for 1. And looks like this could be a counter gank on this left side. Fafnir is around them, so is the Kamazots, but the Ganesh and the Awilix are around. They do have a ward top left, though, so they saw that they were there, and they were just disengaged and saying, hey, man, we're not going to get anything out of this. Just back up. Let's go for this red.
Now, good rotations, though, too, from that Fafnir to come help alleviate some of that pressure from Jablanc. Not able to secure the kill, but got him off of the tower and alleviate some of that pressure and let Izanami return, heal up, and kind of recover from that engage. A little bit of action going on in the right lane now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, but they tried, but...
Erlong able to get out, though. He is a wily one.
He is a wily one indeed. And on the right side, they're just going to defend this tower, while the rest of the three are just going to go and get their own buffs. Thoth is looking for a gank on the left side, I believe. Actually, no, I was going to go for this, what do they call them? Left mid Harpies instead, which I like. He's going to get some farm as well, and looks like he's actually a level behind. Ooh, gets the block on the Chuck, and that's the one from the Ganesh being able to do that much damage and successfully granting that kill to Awilix.
Yeah, really good, really well done from Ganesh there to get that little extra damage bonus, and they secure a kill for it, and it looks like they're going to be rewarded with a portal here. Fafnir does pop his ult, is trying to contest this, and it does get stolen away by OurMidFeeds. Very nicely done by that Fafnir to get in there and ult and really do a good job of box signature. Blanc ult coming out. Thoth is in trouble. He does go down to Awilix. Looks like Fafnir is going to be in trouble too. He is taken out by Erlong Shen. Looks like they're going to push in this mid tower. Most likely we'll get this without any problem. Good ult from Shock. Well done by Izanami. As I say it, they have a really good gank on that.
Just overall great control coming out from OMG Legacy, is being able to do a lot of damage, but not enough to the point where they get this tier 1 tower. They did lose that Raijin there, but they decided to go for this Gold Fury instead. Now the rest of the team isn't around at the moment, but they are creeping up. They're going to go for this, but they do have the vision. It's going to be a 5v4 here. I don't think this is a really good call. It's really risky. Ganesh cannot frontline against 3 people at the moment. It's super though. They have to just commit to it, and they're going to actually get it. They're going to get it. Holy cow.
They are going to get it, but many Ganesh members on their team are super low after that now. They are going to lose Ganesh almost right away. Awilix barely able to get out after that. Does have to use her dash to get out of there.
So they get the Gold Fury. They had a pretty good start to the engage and everything, but they weren't able to follow up. Now OurMidFeeds is over here invading on the rest of, you know, the buffs and everything that they had for OMG Legacy, and unfortunately that's going to lead to a kind of loss. Looks like Chalk actually ends up backing up and not going for this bluff completely. I kind of like that. He's like, yo, this could be risky. I'm just going to back off, and I'll come back later.
I like that move on his part. It's not worth it at this point in the game. Both teams very much in this game at this point. Less than a 1,000 gold difference between the two. Looking at about a 750 XP and gold difference right now. So pretty even, despite there being a 4-kill difference. So nice move to not really overextend too much. It's not really worth the risk at this point.
Yeah, it looks like a potential gank, or rather death, over here on the right side for the solo lane. Erlang really kind of baited out this Kamazots and trying to fight him, and here came the Awilix, but unfortunately they dropped that just by a little bit. It looks like
Jablanc
the mid lane, I wasn't paying attention.
Gets a kill.
But Reap-Based Atomic ends up confirming the kill thanks to that tower on that Raijin. Fafnir jumped in, got that stun thanks to his transformation. But on the right side, Awilix stayed a little too long and dies.
Mid lane kind of out of position here as well. Trying to get that tower. Jablanc will secure it. Izanami not going to be able to do anything to that Xeblanc. He is just bullying her right now.
Which is really surprising considering we don't really see a lot of Xeblanque, and a lot of people credit him to being a strong god at the moment. But hey, he's putting in work and he's kind of proving it that, hey man, we can. But on this right side, that was a dead elephant there. No surprise there. But yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess, at the moment. Pretty back and forth, really. 11-9 reads the score. 16 minutes in the game. 5 towers on the side of OurMidFeeds. So really, surprisingly, it's only been 1 tower that's been down this entire time. But a lot of neutral camps have been fought over, which is interesting, really. I'm surprised that this has not been really more tower pushes, but more neutral camp pushes and things like that.
Yeah, I like it. Both teams being very objective-minded. Xeblanc did get that tower in mid, so good for him. Being able to rotate over and take care of that. But that is the only tower that's gone down so far. The right side tower for OurMidFeeds is pretty low as well. But both teams just being very objective-minded right now, not letting anybody get anything for free. A lot of contests going on, a couple steals. Each team taking 1 Gold Fury each so far in this game. And with Portal coming up soon, I would expect both teams to be aware of that and keep an eye on that. And Xeblanc looks like he is just maybe going to be able to get this Camazotz. Ooh, not quite.
No, looks like
Camazotz does a
get out.
good job of getting away there. Shot coming in here. Izanami ult going off. A lot of damage coming out onto this Xeblanc, but with his mobility, he just gets out without an issue. But Erlang Shen getting a little deep there, does go down, but Fafnir is going to go down as well as Camazotz. And Xeblanc does end up falling as well as Ganesh. So a lot of deaths coming out on the side of OMG Legacy right now. Looks like a Wheelix will get away with very little health. But the portal is going to go to OurMidFeeds, so good job for OurMidFeeds to be able to win that team fight. And if I was them, I'd be looking at a Fire Giant right now as well. With only one
just
member of the
immediately
other
off the
team
rip.
up right now. Hopefully they will just go through that portal, and initiate Fire Giant right off the bat. And it looks like they are going to do so. Very good call. OMG Legacy not going to be able to get there to contest in time. Half health on the Fire Giant already. So really good turnaround here from OurMidFeeds to be able to secure that Fire Giant off of that 1 team fight. They got 4 kills. They did a really good job focusing. Went for the portal, realized that they were low health, backed immediately, healed up, spent their gold, went back and secured the Fire Giant without any hesitation. I'm liking it right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really like what they did here, and I think that it's very impressive that they were able to do what they just did. They really turned this game around in their favor. And really, you lose a big team fight like that, and that could be really detrimental to a lot of teams.
Yep, and that's going to
so
be a Gold Fury as well for OurMidFeeds too, to just even more help increase the lead that they already secured for themselves. And that's looking like a 4,600 XP difference and a little over 3,000 gold difference in favor of OurMidFeeds, as well as them being ahead in kills right now. So really good job of them to turn around what was a very rough start to this game. And as I say that, we get a kind of out of place Erlang Shen taking a lot of damage. He does manage to get out, but you get the Xeblanc ult coming out. So good CC coming from the side of OurMidFeeds right now. I'm sorry, OMG Legacy. Nothing really happening from it, but Camazotz, meanwhile, is in the right lane working on this tower, and he did get down to about half health before Erlang came over and drove him back. Go ahead, sorry.
So I like pressure. We can continue to do what we're doing here without any issues because, well, let's be honest here. You guys can't really defend against this long since they have that, you know, what is it called? That health being ticked or given to them by that Fire Giant belt that they got from their, you know, incredible display that they had earlier. And they're just going to just bully them out and say, hey, you know what, let's take tier 1, take tier 2 of both mid and, you know, and left lane, and do what the best they can to use their fire giant the most they can. But Erlang over here trying to stop this Fafnir from backing, and is just going to be able to just bully them out. Surprisingly, 5v3 at the moment. They're going to be able to defend this tier 1 tower. Looks like they're going to have to, considering the fact that the rest of the team... Actually, no, the rest of the team is backing off. That's kind of surprising here. Erlang being left by himself, which could have been really bad here, but came back to try to help him out, was the rest of his team.
Yeah, OurMidFeeds doing a very good job of putting the pressure on. I mean, they're feeling the pressure that they lost game 1. So a lot of points on the line for them right now. Don't want to give Legacy that free win in a rough start to this game for them. They're doing a good job of bringing themselves back into it. And it just goes to show you guys, like, even if you are behind, I mean, don't give up. You can come back. Any team can come back if you can keep yourself in the game and keep yourself relevant. And one team fight really was the deciding factor in OurMidFeeds being able to come back in this game. That one team fight led them to be able to get the portal, the fire giant, the gold fury, as well as a tower. So one team fight can make a huge difference in a game and swing that momentum in your favor. Despite being a very momentum-based game, and both teams doing a lot better in P's and B's and keeping themselves relevant in this game. And it's not really a, as much of a one-sided affair as we thought it was at the beginning of this game, or as the first game was. So.
Now, what I find surprising is that at the beginning of the game, our OMG Legacy really had a strong start. As I say, strong start. Looks like on the right side, Erlang is all by himself. He's going to get ulted by the Chalk, and it's going to be, looked at by all 5 members of the side of OurMidFeeds. But as they take this tier 2, like I was saying, OMG Legacy had a really strong start at the beginning of this game, and then it just kind of turned around at some point. Looks like Sablanki was going to try to go for this tier 2 tower, but Thoth kind of knew what he was going to do, and decided to counter his push here, and it looks like the fire portal and fire giant are coming up very, very quickly, and they're trying to defend and counter fight this right here as we watch this go down. Ults coming out left and right from each side of the team. Fafnir finally going up into his ult. Here goes the contest. Here comes the Thorns out of the Chalk as well. And looks like they're just going to back up for just a little bit. De-warding during this team fight. Great on this Erlang, but here comes the Chalk. Could be teleporting in. Instead, it heals up. Here comes the Thoth from the back. Gets a perfect stun on that Erlang. And Erlang's going to have to back up. No problem. Looks like they're going to have to get this portal now getting started. The Kamazot's trying to zone out as well. So is the Chalk. And the rest of the team is coming through. This Raijin is putting in a lot of damage, and the Izanami tried to take that, but was not able to. Erlang just blinked in, I believe, and tried to knock up this Chalk. They're going to try to do something about it, but the Fire Giant will start it up. I saw a Thothal come out, and I don't know if I've hurt anybody, but here we go as the rest of the team is fighting. Erlang is very, very low. Ganesh is also very, very low. And let's look at this Awilix as well, who's barely trying to get away, as the rest of the team is chasing after them. OMG Legacy is going to have to run away. They are very low at the moment. And Thoth, or rather not Thoth, this Raijin is trying to put some damage, but man, is more damage being put out on them.
They're just going to turn immediately on the Fire Giant here. Smart move from OurMidFeeds. They had drove back pretty much all of OMG Legacy. And are they going to be able to steal it here? This is going to be really close. Izanami does go down. Man, OurMidFeeds is able to secure the buff, but losing out on their ADC for that buff is going to be a rough. Ooh, and there goes Thoth as well. So again here, they were able to secure the Fire Giant buff, but immediately after both of their carries went down. So not going to be able to make as much utilization of this buff as they would like. But still at this point in the game, gold and XP are going to make a big difference. So still a little bit of a better move for them to be able to secure it at this point in the game. Still going to make a swing in their favor despite OMG Legacy putting a lot of pressure on the mid lane right now.
This is just a crazy fight going on in the mid lane right now. Raijin ends up picking up that kill on the... So does the Ganesh as well.
The tower takes down Ganesh. Fafnir being credited with the kill. Ooh, and... the tower almost claimed Erlang Shen there as well. He was turtle forming away. being chased down by that shot from the tower just wasn't quite enough to kill him. So really good job for OurMidFeeds to be able to defend there. Despite losing one of their team in the process, they were able to successfully push them back off of that tower. And as we know, objectives win games, so that tower is of great importance at this point. Ult coming out from Camazotz does a lot of damage to a Wheelix. She's going to have to hop on and dash away.
So no surprise
Fury
that the fire or the Gold Fury
secured.
drops.
Yep.
Yeah, because of the fact that Islami's going to be hitting as hard as she possibly can at the moment with her current build as a 3 crit build item. And I like her itemization, although I would probably say that Malice would have been the better call here.
Yeah,
over this Deathbringer because it, you know, her crits are very odd unless she goes into her one. And looks like
I like the Deathbringer. I don't think she needs both Wind Demon and Poison Star. I feel like that's an either or type of scenario. I prefer to Malice combined with Deathbringer and then either or Poison Star. I think is the best triple crit combination you can get, in my own opinion.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though. With Izanami, it's a little bit different. Of course, you still want to go triple crit on her. You can even go pin with her, which is not bad. Which is not bad at all. But the thing is, since her basics are boomerang effects and they can proc crits on both the first and the second hit, the issue is you want both the Poison Star and Wind Demon to get their passive effects, and then the Malice, since it gives a tick damage afterwards, due to, I think it's 75% of the basic attack that it does tick damage after, it really helps considering the fact that she can't consistently hit crits, or, you know, she doesn't have a basics like the other gods. So that build, which would be, you know, Wind Demon, Poison Star, and Malice, is really ideal for her. It's really just depending on how the person wants to play, but usually when you play as an Ami, that's kind of the build you want to go for on her.
Gotcha, okay. I definitely will defer to your knowledge on that one.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But
and that attack speed for sure too with Wind Demon and Poison Star is definitely going to be a factor as well. Getting those crits off faster.
As we can see here, Thoth try to go for an ult, misses right in between everybody. But here comes a Raijin ult.
A lot of ultimates.
I don't know what that was coming out, but this is a big brawl coming out here. Ganesh is very, very low here. So is the rest of the team. Looks like OurMidFeeds is actually getting the better end out of this at the moment, but
that's pretty much every ult expected except for Wheelix and Fafnir at this point.
Ooh! Blink 2 coming out from the Camazotz, being able to pick up this kill on Raijin. The rest of the team has to back off, but this Fire Giant is going to be coming up soon, so they really need to make their way over there for this Portal Demon, which I think should be the better call here.
I think that's what they're doing right now.
Push.
It does appear that is where they are headed over to that portal. So good call there. That is exactly what they're going to be doing. Want to make sure they did notice it was about to be up. Make sure they secure that. Then they can back and heal and spend gold. And then possibly look at aggressing Fire Giant, or even just trying to bait a fight out and do what they did earlier. Get 1, 2, 4 kills and be able to secure it without an issue.
Oh yeah. The red debuff being down, I'm not sure if Zablanka is going to be able to get to it, but Erlang here is being sought at and taking a lot of poke from both the Izanami and the Thoth.
Yep, and Izanami, especially being able to attack through that Thoth Seal of Pain, really just multiplies her damage. And like you were saying, she does proc on both the hit and the return for her basics, so OurMidFeeds does secure the Fire Giant. Very well done from them. Looks like a Wheelix is aggressing very hard right here and is going to... Oh, almost goes down. But she is still in trouble at this point in the game. Blink coming out from her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but she's going to
pick
take
up
a
kill
lot
on
of
the Ganesh. Looks like a interesting push right here on the right side, Phoenix. The rest of the team is coming, but looks like the Thoth is going to be chasing that. Wheelix, not sure if he's going to be able to get to her in time for that, but as we continue to watch these guys go at it.
Now this right Phoenix is getting pressed on. A Jablanc ult coming out. And Jablanc does secure a kill on Izanami, which is huge at this point in the game. Very well done right there. A lot of damage coming out from the Dirty Alpaca. Driving back that Camazotz. It looks like they are going to continue this fight here. Erlong Shen doing a lot of tanking and a lot of aggression here. Thoth will be joining the fight, though now he is a little bit out of position, is Erlong Shen. A couple more ult coming out, Camazotz popping his. Thoth ult coming out, and he does secure the kill on the Dirty Alpaca.
Ooh, that's
and
unfortunate.
Jablanc goes down. Oh,
the Ganesh ulted and trapped him. That's so...
I would be so mad. I've had that happen to me before. It just pins you and you can't move.
That's
Not
so
the way
terrible.
that the Ganesh ult. Erlong, a little bit of a misplay, just running right into the wall there, but it looks like the Ganesh is going to save his life right there. Erlong almost
game here,
killed himself, but it is a 5v2 with a Fire Giant buff. If I was OurMidFeeds, I would definitely be trying to end the game at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the Izanami didn't necessarily need to. Oh wait, did Izanami back, or did she die?
She died.
Can't quite remember.
She died.
Okay. Looks like
pause coming out
OMG
here.
Legacy pause. It might be a technical pause in order for them to talk about what's going on here and what they need to do to turn around, because right now this game is going surprisingly in a turn, or rather in a way that nobody really expected. They had a really strong lead at the beginning, and now as the game progressed 32 minutes in, OurMidFeeds has been dominating at this point. Team fights really going in their favor, and
about a 16k gold and XP difference right now in the favor of OurMidFeeds as well.
Which is really insane. I believe at this point everybody should be level 20, if not around level 20. Wow, okay. Ganesh level 17, Raijin still at level 17, Owelix at 16 rather.
Yep, and Fafnir the only one that's not 20 on the side of OurMidFeeds. So if I was OurMidFeeds, I would definitely just be putting pressure on all these lanes right now and just trying to end the game. Fire Giant buff not going to be up for 2.5 minutes because they still have it on them right now. So I would really try to utilize this. Izanami going after Gold Fury right now, getting that pretty much for free. At this point in the game, not going to be an issue to take that by herself. One team fight at this point in the game could end it.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing I kind of wish OurMidFeeds did a little more of was strip their jungle of XP, because at this point, if they are deprived of XP, the only XP they can gain is from the minion waves, and having to 4-way, 3-way split it is not going to give them enough XP to gain any more levels that they need or gain any more gold. They did a good way, or a good job of doing it on the right side with their speed, with their blue, and with their right harpies, but they didn't touch the left side, and they were able to 4-way split the left harpies, the red buff, and the red at the same time, or the purple at the same time. So
yeah, definitely a little bit of a neglect. Like you were saying, that's one of the things that most teams need to look at doing. Once you secure one of those Phoenixes, if you are not trying to end the game at that point, split up into two sides and clear out all those buffs. That way you're not splitting the camps between too many people. Take all of those buffs and then converge either on a Gold Fury or a Portal, depending on what is up. But really strip all the XP. If you can get it down to where the only way that the team that is being forced into their corner can get XP is from the wave, and they can't leave basically at that point because there's nowhere for them to go, and with fire minions aggressing their Phoenixes and their Titan, you can't really leave at that point, and it really just puts you under a lot of pressure. A lot of damage coming out onto several members of OMG Legacy going down, Erlong Shen and Jablanc. A lot of damage coming out right now from onto the Owelix goes down, and it looks like this might be the game right here. They're going to take this left side Phoenix.
That was really bad.
But the Camazotz does go down. Dirty Alpaca does secure the kill there. But still 4 members of OurMidFeeds up right now. No Fire Giant buff to help them out, but the Titan is getting low, and it looks like this is going to be the game.
Oh yeah, getting those last 2 kills definitely confirmed it. And that is it for this game, guys. It's going to be another split coming out from these games. Really interesting to see both sets that we watched today come out in splits, which means each team comes out with 1 and 1 at the end of the day. And I am extremely surprised to see how this game went. We saw a very interesting start from OMG Legacy with that, you know, dominant beginning, and then it kind of just fell off as time went on. But guys, that is it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Zito, any last statements here?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, really well done to OurMidFeeds to be able to take that second game. As we talked about after the first game, definitely part of that game was lost in the P's and B's. So really good job on OurMidFeeds to learn from those, learn their lesson from the P's and B's there. Be able to make smarter picks, smarter bans, do a little bit of counter picking as well, and be able to really secure game 2. A lot of it does come down to P's and B's and that team comp. So good job on the side of OurMidFeeds under pressure there to be able to come out with the victory.